Dozens of Jewish leaders from the U.S. and Canada are coming to Pittsburgh for a solidarity visit. They're here to talk about the Tree of Life shooting and how they can help. Several people affected by the shooting will share their stories as well. Meantime, the makeshift memorial along Wilkins Avenue near Tree of Life is being moved. The 11 Stars of David and items left in tribute to the victims will be placed in the synagogue's sanctuary lobby beginning tomorrow. Other items left there are being preserved, and a professional photographer has documented the memorial in its entirety. As our city begins to move past the initial shock and grieving over the shootings, how can we as parents or grandparents know if our children are okay? Especially as news of other shootings came so quickly on the heels of what happened in Squirrel Hill. Parenting expert Dr. Debbie Gilboa is here with some of the answers. Good morning.
Good morning.
This was really tough for some of those kids who are old enough to be aware of what's happening in the news. How do you check in with them? How do you make sure that they fully understand it if they're showing signs of grief?
So most people in Pittsburgh are having some experience of grief from this, and unlike something that might happen far from home where you say, well, will my child really hear about this? Do I have to mention it? And there I'm going to say I agree with the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Psychiatric Association, who all say that for kids under the age of 8, if you know for sure they won't hear about it some other way or it won't touch them, you don't have to bring it up. But because this happened here, and that makes us more likely to talk about things that are happening elsewhere, it's better to err on the side of assuming they're going to hear about it and talking to them about it yourself so that they don't feel like, oh, I have questions or I'm worried, but I don't want to mention it to my parents because it will upset my parents. We don't want them to try to protect us.
So how do you bring that up to them, and how do you explain something that is
incomprehensible?
Right.
Yeah. So by owning that, by being willing to say, hey, so have you been thinking about that some more? Asking open-ended questions that if they put you off, you're willing to be put off, but not put off forever. To say, I've been thinking about that some more. Have you? What feelings do you have around that now? I've noticed my feelings are changing. Are your feelings changing? Putting it in the context of yourself without leaning on your kiddo and asking them to make you feel better, even if they're 17, that's not their job. But to say, I've been thinking about it, so I wondered if you have.
I know that normally you give us the advice, you don't bring your kids much into the discussion, although we know that you have children. And I really wanted to bring up something that happened with your son in particular, your son Ari. How did this whole thing about the T-shirts and trying to help come into play?
Actually, he told me about it after the fact. He's TAing a class at school where kids do, it's called visual communication, and they've been doing, among other things, T-shirt designs for some of the groups at the high school at Alderdice. And he went to his teacher on his own and said, maybe we could raise some money, maybe we could make a T-shirt for this. His teacher was really open to it. The school's been very supportive. And actually, these T-shirts are on sale to the public today at Alderdice, just for the day you have to go over to the school.
And so you've been checking into with your kids because this is something that affected your family.
Yeah, very much. And it is, as awful as it is still an opportunity for us to talk to our kids and see how they're handling hard things. Because even if this didn't touch your family directly, hard things touch every family. Whether it's a personal tragedy or a worry or a stress, the opportunity to get practice saying to our kids, hey, I'm worried about you, or this is a hard thing, what should we be doing to feel better and to handle it better is important.
Well, so to complicate this matter even more, of course, there are a lot of opinions that come after things like this that happen. The elections have just happened. We've had 2 recent mass shootings that have been terrible, bringing up issues about guns and that sort of thing. The holidays are also right around the bend, which is a time when we maybe see relatives that we don't often see. So how do you make sure that that is still a happy time when things can be very divisive right now?
It's absolutely true that we want this time to be a relaxing, in as much as the holidays are ever relaxing, we want it to be a chance for us to feel unity and togetherness. Sometimes it's as simple as making a rule to say, hey, at the table, we're not going to talk about this. And letting everybody know ahead of time to say, we're looking for this to be a chance for gratitude, healing, togetherness. And so to that end, here's just a short list of things we'd rather not talk about at the table.
Right. Let's keep things clean, simple, and happy.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Dr. G. And for more of Dr. G's helpful parenting advice, check out her books, her website, and stay with us for a bonus round with Dr. G. We've asked her to be part of our Tuesday Talk discussion on parenting later this hour. One of the questions on the table is, how can you tell if you're doing a good job as a parent? Her question and other answers are coming up later this hour, so stay with us for that.